Hey y'all. So much has been going on. I don't know, y'all. This side of my face may look a little swole because I don't know. I think I had an allergic reaction to something because I woke up, my whole eye was swollen and everything. So excuse me if I'm looking crazy. I'm just coming over here to just talk to you guys because it's just been a lot going on in my life. So yeah, I just want to catch you guys up on an update of things that's going on with me at 35, which is so ghetto. So y'all know a year ago, well, a little bit over a year ago, I was working at Bridals by Lori, one of the top people there. Had a great relationship with her. Have nothing bad to say about her. Great relationship by her. Great company to work for. She's a great like real deal entrepreneur to like work for. Amazing business ethic, and I think the reason why I care so much about that because also too I am an entrepreneur as well. I have been a full-time entrepreneur for a couple of years consistently. Also too I work for her, and then end up leaving there, end up putting my 2 weeks notice in, which I kind of regret at times because I feel like once I did that, child, my life just went. But yeah, so did that, and then like it was hard to find a job here in Atlanta, so I ended up falling behind on bills. I have a teenager that's in the 10th grade right now, so this happened when she's in the 9th grade. Stuff got so bad and feels so behind on a lot of things. Life was lifing that we had to sleep in the car. So yeah, we slept in the car one night. My baby had to get dressed in our storage unit where we had put all of our furniture, well, not all of our furniture, but most of our furniture and stuff in. So she had to get dressed in there. Crazy. Went to school. Would have never imagined my life being like that because I grew up like one of them people was like a silver spoon in their mouth type of things. That was me. Would have never imagined my life being like that. And then so that happened around before October, so at least before Halloween. So yeah, before Halloween. So I don't know. So like yeah, before Halloween. So then we started staying in. God blessed us to be able to get some money, whatever like that, and then we ended up staying in Airbnbs. So while I'm trying to get approved for another place, we're staying in Airbnbs or whatever. And we stayed at Airbnbs from about October to December. Yes, so for a full 2 months, we stayed in the Airbnbs. And then that shit is expensive. So we doing that. You know, people are helping, they can help. My mom helped me out a whole lot. Most of that money came from her. My car ended up messing up. I had a BMW 5 Series. It ended up messing up, so my mom ended up renting me a car from Turo. So now we're paying the car on Turo and an Airbnb just to stay afloat. And then about December, before my daughter got out of school, and at that time she was going to Roswell High in Roswell, Georgia, because we originally stayed in Sandy Springs for four and a half years. And then that's when like trouble just happened when I decided to leave Bridals by Lori. And then once that happened, we ended up staying at my friend's house, Denise, and she opened her doors up to us. And then from there, I was just like, I don't want to overbear anybody because, she has 2 kids and a fiance. So, I don't want to overbear nobody because I have a teenage daughter too, and myself. So, I just like, I always try to take in consideration like other things and other people. Now, moving forward, I'm just like, okay, cool. Let's just go back to my hometown. And my hometown is Albany. So we end up going back to Albany. She goes to her grandmother's house, which is her dad's mom, because we're all from the same hometown. And I go to my brother's house. Me and my mom go to my brother's house. So we're at my brother's house. We stayed at my brother's house from December to like after my birthday, I want to say, like a little bit after my birthday, after February. So my birthday February 3rd, so a little bit after that. So we stayed there for about 2 months. I want to say about 2 months. And then I did get a job in Albany at Finicum, but that didn't last long because they suck as a company. And I hate to say it like that because I don't like to down other people's company, but they suck as a company. They don't stand on morals. They don't stand on principle. Like, they suck as a company. Like, and I would not recommend buying no car from them either. You might as well go to the actual dealership. Like, they do have nice cars, but they're super, super expensive. So they're located in Lee County. But I would offer Highway 19, but I would just not recommend at all. And it's nothing against the salesmen, because the salesmen actually are really nice. It's just the other people that are just like, no, they're liars and they can't take accountability for anything. So that didn't last long either. So now I'm back like without a job or anything like that. So now my mom, she gets an apartment from one of my childhood friends or whatever. So now we're staying at that apartment. My daughter is still at her dad's mom's house, which is up the street. Albany not that big, so she's at that house or whatever like that. And I'm just trying to find my footing again, because I'm so used to making like a lot of money. Like, even in my jobs or like my business, like it was times where I was making like $30,000 a month from my business. And I know that sounds crazy because you're probably like, girl, what did you do with that money? Helping everybody. I helped so many people. Yes, of course I did spend money with me, my daughter, and whatever, traveling and stuff like that. But no, I was giving people like $4,000, $1,000, like $500. Like, they can call me, ask me for anything. How many of them people do y'all think I can call right now? Family or friends? Exactly. So, also too, so now we fast forward to April. So I end up getting a job offer in Tampa. Now, I went to school in Tampa. My dad's whole side of the family is from Tampa, so I'm familiar with Tampa. I've lived in Tampa before. So I'm familiar with Tampa. I'm very, very familiar with Tampa. So I'm like, okay, perfect. So I moved back to Tampa, and I move in with my ex-best friend and her family, which I'm very grateful for, because they did open up their house to me. I would never forget that. Like, I could never repay them for opening up their home to me, because like I said, my dad's whole side of the family lives there. And we'll get into why I didn't stay with anybody on my dad's side of the family. But yeah, so my ex-best friend and her family opened up their home to me, so I stayed with them for 5 months. So I started working at this assisted living home in Holiday, Florida. That job was cool. They don't pay enough. I was an HR director, and did payroll. Y'all, was offered a different amount when I first was offered the job. Then all of a sudden, of course, I'm desperate at this time. Like, I don't sleep in my car and everything. Like, I'm just like, okay, I need to build something to get back on my feet. And plus, now I'm in Tampa. I gotta get me a place because my daughter is coming to stay with me. All right, y'all, my bad. My other phone, which is this phone, it got hot, so we gotta finish recording on this. So yeah, So, you know, I'm thinking like, okay, cool. So when I finally do accept the offer for the job, you know, I come back to do like my TB testing, because since it was assisted living, you know, you have to do TB testing, drug testing, all that other stuff. I did all that, and they offered me $20. So I'm like, to be an HR director and do payroll? And remind y'all, they don't have nobody but one person doing HR and payroll. Literally. Insane. Never seen a company like that at all. So, you know, I'm just like, okay, F it. But remind you, I'm driving from, and you can do the research. I'm driving from Ruskin to Holiday, Florida, which is like an hour or so. It used to take me like an hour and 30 some minutes to get to work. And I used to have to be working 8:30. And then driving home, I didn't get off until 4:30. I would not get there until like at almost 6:30, almost 2 hours later. Yes, but I was dedicated. I never called out. Never was late except for one time, and I always made sure I communicate that way, because I'm a military brat, so my mama didn't really play that. So always. So, you know, I'm working there or whatever like that. Even though I know that's not my end goal, because I'm like, baby, you can't survive off of $20 an hour. So my 90 days come around or whatever, and I don't get no 90-day review or anything like that. The CEO, he comes up there, and, you know, he's just kind of like, oh, you know, and then, you know, like the person that was over me, she's just like, oh, you know, Dawn's gonna come in and do your review or whatever like that. Never happened. So now remind you, at this job, I'm cool and cordial with the administrator and the community director, the accountant, and like the employees. Basically, honestly, no lie, I'm cool with everybody. I don't have no issues with nobody. If somebody at that job didn't like me, that was on them. I made sure everybody felt comfortable. They come and talk to me, especially with the shit that other people would be doing and saying at their job. Like, people used to always be like, oh, I love talking to, you know, I love talking to her. I love talking to her. So I want to say so in October, that's when each just kind of like hit the fan. So like the end of September, October. So like this job, nothing is in order, y'all. So like I'm used to doing like HR stuff and payroll stuff on ADP. If you ever been an HR person or a payroll person, you know, like ADP is very organized. It's a very great company to work with and keep everything in order and everything. They use a system called NetChecks. The shit sucks. Okay? It's very low budget. It's very like it got too many moving parts that don't make sense. It's not accurate enough, like at all. Well, like ADP is more accurate. You know, they jump up in there. Like it's a simpler. You have to pay more for it, but also too, they're cheap there as well. So it doesn't put it past me that they didn't do ADP. So about like the end of September, things had started getting kind of weird. Now, remind you, I'm the only black person in a manager position. I'm the only black person, literally, in a manager position, like well, they had just put somebody in a supervisor position. So they just put somebody, but she's on third shift, and she's an employee. Well, she's not like a director like us. So like she's a resident care person. So basically she take care of the residents. But that was only one person, and then everybody else, like, you know, when it comes up to like all the way up to where I'm at, I'm the only black person, and I'm young, as you can see, even though my face is kind of like swollen with my allergic reaction. So yeah, that wasn't not neither here nor there. I never thought they were racist at all. I still don't, to be honest. Like I'm not even gonna put that on them. I still don't think they're racist. I think they actually admire black people, to be honest. Like but yeah, so about the end of September, I started feeling stuff a little weird and off. I wasn't perfect on the job, but I was good at my job. I will say that. I have enough experience. I was good at my job. I was never trained properly at all. So every time I had a question or anything like that, like, you know, people just would be weird and doing weird different things. So even when I had because their net checks were so different. So going back to that, everything is literally paper, y'all. Like literally nothing. Every employee file is in paper. It's not on the computer. And I know that sounds crazy because we in 2025. Nothing is done on the computer. Only thing that's on the computer is payroll. Nothing HR is on the computer, which is crazy, insane. No TB test, no nothing. They faxing that over. It's so old school. They're so behind. They need to pick up and do better because it's crazy. So, the administrator, she goes on vacation. She goes on a cruise with her family. So her best friend is the community director. I would call their names, but I ain't even trying to do all that. But I will if I have to. But the administrator, she goes on vacation. Now, her best friend is the community director. Now, remind you, the community director never did. Now, remind you, I've been here for over 90 days now. She's never done payroll. Now, I think she used to do HR for them or HR at their old job. Don't know. All I know is that she's the person that do the tours. At least since I was there, she did the tours. You know, like she put people in their rooms. She worked with maintenance to put them in their rooms and how the rooms, whatever. That was her job. That's what she did. So as soon as the administrator goes on vacation on a cruise, you want to do payroll, like you want to do all this other stuff. Now, remind you, state was supposed to be coming in. Any job that I have ever worked in, you cannot go in HR's office or accounting's office. Those are the two offices that you cannot go into if they're not present. Y'all, it will be times I will come in and they had been in my office. And how I know, because stuff will be moved around. Sticky notes will be on my desk. Everything. So, I ended up going to homecoming in Mississippi. Which, cool. I went to Mississippi for a homecoming. I came back. Everything was cool, but still kind of off. And I'm a very much of a vibe person. So if you give me a weird vibe, I'm going to give you the same energy. I'm not kissing nobody ass at all. Like, that, it's not happening with me. So, you know, I'm just like, fuck it. I don't have to talk to y'all. Y'all have to talk to me. We can just coexist when we got to work together. That don't make or break me. And they are really, really close with one of the employees, which now she's a team lead. I don't know if she's made supervisor because I haven't been there in like a month now. But probably so, because she is a hard worker, though. I will say she is a hard worker. She's a very, very, very hard worker. And she's very damn good at her job. But she kissed their ass. That's just what it is. Cool. And I just don't kiss ass. That's just not in me. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your position is. I'm going to say what I got to say, and then we just going to move on about our business. So then I come in one day. So she's there. So the employee is there. The one that's the team lead now. She's there. And we're walking past my office. Now, remind you, anytime I leave out my office, I always close my blinds and lock my computer, lock the door. My blinds are open. Now, remind you, this is almost 6 o'clock in the morning. Ain't nobody, they normally don't even get there until 8:30, 9 o'clock, you know, whatever. They tend to most likely be late or whatever. So, I am like standing at, the way that the parking lot is, I can see the parking lot from the window. So, it's 3 different windows in the main office that I be in. So, it's a window right here, and then a window on the other side of the office. So I'm like, why the freak is my windows open? Boom. Okay, I already know they've been in my office. I ain't even really tripping about it because I'm pretty sure it's the community director because the administrator is on the cruise. So it can't be her because she's gone. So as we're walking past the window, me and the team lead, we stop at the window and I'm like, why is my computer unlocked? Y'all, my computer is full-blown unlocked. As an HR person, you know that is against HIPAA. This is medical, so it's against HIPAA, as well as all these freaking employee stuff is on there. Now, anybody in the new age of 2025, you're not going to re-log into all your stuff every day, which is, I'm somebody like that. All of my stuff is already programmed, logged in, almost like my phones, like face recognition or whatever like that. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, cool. So we go into the building. I take a video of it. And if I can, I'm gonna put it up on the screen so y'all can see. So then we walk into the little thing. My door is unlocked. Now, remind y'all, this is a 24/7 facility. It's an assisted living for old people, even people with dementia and everything. It's unlocked. The other door is completely open. I walk in, all the filing cabinets doors are open. The computer is unlocked. Everything. You don't need a password to get into my neck checks or my email because it's already saved on the computer. So if you know my email, if you know the password to my computer and you unlock it, you now have access to everything and everybody. You even have access to people's personal information because even if you ain't never have to get onto payroll stuff, all the filing cabinets are right here. Like I said, with all the I'm sorry, I got a text message. With all of the people personal information, like their date of birth, their socials, their account numbers, anything. Baby, I'm from Georgia. You can do a lot. People do a lot with that stuff. So I sent the community director, which I'm going to put on the screen. I am going to put this message on the screen so that y'all are able to see. But as you can see, I sent her a message. So I don't know if it's, but I sent her a message. So you can see. So I sent her a message. And that was actually on the 26th. So that's actually September 26th. I sent her a message. And basically the message is just saying, which I'm going to put up on the screen. I'm going to put up on the screen. But if for some reason it's not working, I'm going to read to you guys what it says. So it's, and as y'all can see, I had been texting her. So she sent me that message, but then I had been texting her. No reply. Okay. So I literally wrote her, and this is, like I said, it was at 6 something in the morning, so I don't know if y'all can see where it says the time right there. So literally Friday, September 26th, 6:12 a.m. Good morning. So I am on my way into my office and I notice my computer is unlocked. I then walk into my office, my door is unlocked and fully can see my computer unlocked. Anyone could have came in and got us any more information. My trash can is upside down. My jacket on the chair is completely different. My filing cabinet is completely open. I have absolutely no problem with you coming into my office when I'm not here. But honestly, this is crazy that you don't have any boundaries when it comes to my position or space. And it bothers me because you haven't came into my office in 2 days while I'm here, which is a fact. And then I said, but you wait for me to leave the building to come into my office. I have been trying to be understanding with everything since state is coming, but this morning was the breaking point. So when you come in, I would like to speak to you face to face because I'm obviously not getting the same respect that I'm giving in the company, and I'm highly offended. Just so you're aware before you come in, wonder why the energy is off. Now that's what I sent her. Now, remind you, she never replied back. As you can see in the text, she never replied back. She never said nothing. She avoided me. But see, I had something for her as well that I needed for her to get because somebody had called for her. But they had accidentally gave it to me. So I gave it to her. And, you know, it's kind of like, I'm like, but I wasn't rude to her. I wasn't mean to her, anything like that. Because I know you got my message. I know you seen it. So next thing I know, y'all, about like that Tuesday or whatever, I think like that Tuesday or that Wednesday, the CEO, Don, comes in. And he's asking me about like these employees. I'm like, I don't know. Now remind y'all, we're hiring so many people. Like we're hiring and firing. Literally so many people that y'all can't keep no damn body. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he asked me about these people. I'm like, I don't know. And he was like, well, it's up on your login. I said, okay, well, I'm not the only person that be in my office, and I'm not the only person. He was like, well, they don't have access to. I said, yes, they do have access to my computer. They've been in my computer before. They even put other people, change people, direct deposits and stuff like that up under my stuff in my office. People that work there have told me, oh, they in your office. Oh, they in your office. When I was in Mississippi for that homecoming, they told me, oh, they're in your office. Oh, everybody in your office. I'm like, for real? I got text messages. I can prove that they're saying that they in my office. I'm like, okay. On my computer, loudly got whatever. So basically, he fired me because he was like, well, we can't prove, like, basically who did this money, like who put these people in this stuff and did this money and all this other stuff. Well, how are you gonna be able to fire me, but you don't like, but you don't even know, just because you're saying this up under me, but you, baby, pull the cameras from freaking outside of my door. Yeah, it ain't no cameras or nothing in my office, but pull the cameras, because they do be in my office. So basically I got fired because of some shit that I didn't even fucking do. Because I can't prove it, he can't prove it, so he just choose to pick who he has to pick. Because of course it's easier to get rid of the HR person than it is for you to get rid of your administrator, and then your administrator best friend, because they're best friends. And then they then start to say, oh, well, we're investigating for fraud. Who? When I have proof and I have text messages and everything of somebody else being in my office and how my office was looking. I'm not no dumbass black girl at all. Like, I'm very educated, very, very educated, and you just cannot blame me for some shit that I didn't do. So, on to the next thing. So that happens. And now I am just like over it, mind blown. So I had already left my ex best friend parents' house because we had already had like a little words or whatever like that, but we had made up and we talked about it, because of course, like, that's what best friends do. You act like sisters, whatever. And we've been best friends. We had been best friends for like 13 years. Cool. So we still talking, whatever like that, but not like that, because we weren't as close anymore. Like, to be honest, like, let's just call a spade of a spade. Like, we weren't as close anymore. I really can't say why. And I don't want to say why I think, because I don't want to put that on her and that may not be the truth or whatever like that. I never bash her. I never get on here and do any of that or whatever. So from there, I'm staying in the Airbnbs. I'm in Tampa. So I'm like, okay, I've been applying for jobs, whatever. So after my third Airbnb, I was like, you know what? This shit just don't make no sense. So my daughter went on her fall break. So when it got her from Albany, came and brought her back to Tampa. And from Tampa, we stayed there for a couple days. My grandmother bought her some clothes and, different stuff like that. Now, the reason why I wasn't staying at my grandmother's house is because she lives with my aunt. Now, my aunt is somebody that raised me, and I appreciate her, helped raise me. I ain't gonna say raised me, helped raise me like a second mother. Like I always say, that's like my second mom or whatever. She raised her two kids like we are like siblings or whatever. But yeah, so when the whole situation happened back like almost a year ago, over a year ago, with the whole sleeping in the car situation, I finally broke down. And I'm a very private person, so that's why it's taking a lot for me to even do this video. But I'm a very private person. I don't like to put people in my business. My mom thinks because I don't want people to judge me, but it's not that. I just don't like people in my business, because you being my business gonna do what? How is that gonna benefit me, what you know in my business? But I was just like, the way the world going, so many people can probably relate to what I'm going through. So maybe somebody got some good advice that they can drop below and help me out with. But my aunt made a comment and she was like, you need to make better choices as a parent. Now, the reason why that bothered me so much is because when I finally opened up, finally told her what was going on, that's what she said. And the only reason why I felt some type of way is because when she needed my help, I was there to help her. When I was making all that money, I gave money. And I was the child. I was grown, but I was a child. I gave money. 100%. When my cousin was in college, I helped. No hesitation. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. Because I did it genuinely. I did it out the kindness of my heart. I did it because I wanted to do it. But to say that to me was crazy. And I had just slept in the car with my kid, and my kid had to get dressed in a storage unit. You judged me. And I can't get over it. And it happened over a year ago. I just can't. I'm sorry. It may be the Aquarius in me. I just can't. So that happened. That's the reason why I didn't stay with anybody. My other family, I'm cool with them, but I'm not as close with them as my nana and my auntie. So I'm like, F it. So that happened. So then from Tampa, me and my daughter, we drove to Atlanta. And I was telling my friend Denise, the one from the beginning, I was like, hey, we're gonna come visit. Never had any intentions on coming to move back to Atlanta. Nothing. So she was like, okay, cool, y'all come on. Now she had offered already. She had already offered me and told me like, hey, you and Kaylee can come. She's a very, 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 very good person. Very, 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 very good person. So I was like, okay. I was like, but you know, I don't want to put that on you, put that pressure on you. So she was like, girl, that don't matter. Like, whatever you want to do. She was just like, whatever you want to do, you can do. Just let me know. So we go from there, and then my daughter wanted to go to homecoming because, of course, it was Albany State homecoming and her high school homecoming. So I take her to Albany to go get that done, and I end up coming back to Atlanta just to spend the weekend because we were gonna do like 100 houses and go out, and she, you know, she had did my hair and different stuff like that. So she was like, come on, friend, you need to get out, like, come on. So I come back to Atlanta. I ain't left Atlanta since. So I've been in Atlanta for almost 3 weeks now. But so now I'm just trying to get situated so I can get my baby when she gets out of school for Christmas break. So that way she can start back going to school here. She did go to school in Atlanta from 4th grade to 9th grade. So she's only been in Albany for a year, technically. Like a year term for school. So yeah, so that's where we are now. And now, like, I've been trying to find a job and different stuff, and you know, basically what I'm doing now is I'm just Ubering. Like, I'm doing Uber Eats. Like, so let me tell y'all, if y'all literally don't have a job or anything like that, please go Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, do something. It ain't that much money, y'all, but it's money that you can cash out on every day, and it's been keeping things afloat for me. So what I would say is, like, get to it. Don't be ashamed, because I once was ashamed to tell my story, and I'm not ashamed anymore. I'm not ashamed anymore. This is my story, and I pray that God keep his hands on us. And I know the world is crazy right now, but it will get better. It will get better. Trust me. But yeah, y'all, so that's just kind of a year jumbled up together of my life, and I will see y'all in the next video that I will be posting tomorrow, because at this point I have nothing else to lose. Like, follow my journey to becoming a multi-millionaire. That's what we're gonna call this series. Follow my journey to becoming a multi-millionaire, because I will be a multi-millionaire literally before the end of 2026. So I'll see y'all then.